Okay, so, uh, you know, everyone wants to talk about it, right? It's a big upset. Everyone's calling it.
Yeah.
So we talk Holstein Kiel and Augsburg. And, we're going to dive deep on this one.
Yeah, let's get into it.
You know what's so interesting about this is the context, right? Because
Exactly.
you've got a team in Holstein Kiel who are really fighting, to stay up. It's their first season in the Bundesliga.
Yeah, their first season, and they're really looking for. I mean, every point matters, right?
Exactly.
At this point in the season, and especially going into the Christmas break, you don't want to be at the bottom of the table.
No, you do not. You want to have some good cheer going into the holidays, right?
Right, exactly right. And then on the flip side, you have Augsburg, who, they're not really in a relegation battle.
Right.
But they're also looking to finish the year strong, go into the break with some momentum.
Yeah. I mean, you would think that, Augsburg would have that holiday cheer maybe a little bit more.
Yeah.
But 5 minutes into the match, boom, Augsburg scores.
It's Alexis Claude Maurice.
Yeah.
Gets the goal, assisted by Samuel Asende.
Like, it looked pretty good for Augsburg at that point,
Yeah, you would think so, right? You score an early goal.
Right. You think they're off to the races.
Right. But Kiel, they didn't give up. They didn't panic.
Well, they answered right back.
And they answered right back. And that's
Yeah.
what's so impressive.
Yeah. Lasse Rosenboom.
Assisted by Shuto Machino.
Machino. I mean, this is the name we're going to be talking about a lot in this deep dive.
A lot, yeah. He was the star of the show, for sure.
But this is so important, though, right?
Right.
To equalize so quickly after going down a goal.
Right.
Yeah.
It prevents Augsburg from really, grabbing hold of the momentum.
Right.
And kind of, running away with the game early.
Yeah, you don't let that early goal kind of demoralize you.
Exactly. And Augsburg actually had another great chance.
Oh, yeah?
Shortly after, Philip Tietz, he had a header right in front of goal.
Oh, wow.
But he sends it wide.
Oof.
And, these are the moments that can really change a game.
Really can.
If Tietz scores there, maybe Augsburg goes up 2-0. And
it's a different game.
And it's a completely different game.
It's like, logically, it's a huge difference.
Huge, yeah.
Yeah, and then Kiel they take control.
They do?
Before halftime, Phil Harres scores 2 goals.
2 goals back to back.
The first one, a header from a Machino cross.
I mean, talk about a dynamic duo right there.
No, this is incredible. And then the second goal, a long-range shot, just a rocket.
Yeah, I mean, he just absolutely blasted it past the goalkeeper.
No chance.
No chance.
And I think what's so interesting here is how Kiel was exploiting Augsburg's, kind of defensive weaknesses.
Right. They were playing this really high press, so they were really aggressive in winning the ball back.
So they weren't letting Augsburg get comfortable at all.
No, they were forcing them into mistakes. And Harris, he was just in the right place at the right time.
He was clinical.
He was absolutely clinical.
Yeah, okay, but let's talk about Machino. I mean, he wasn't just assisting goals, he was storing them, too.
Oh, yeah. I mean, this guy.
That free kick goal.
Just pure magic.
Curling into the top corner. I mean, just beautiful.
Unbelievable.
Even when Augsburg almost got one back, Christine Massimo with a volley.
Almost.
It was almost, but even that couldn't take away from Machino's brilliance.
Yeah, I mean, free kicks are always dangerous, They're always a chance to score a goal, but the way Machino struck this one, I mean...
The technique
was just phenomenal.
It was perfect. And he wasn't just like, popping up in these key moments. He was constantly involved in the game.
Yeah, he was always finding these little pockets of space.
Yes.
Between Augsburg's midfield and defense and just causing them all sorts of problems.
Nightmare for Augsburg. And then it gets a little bit controversial.
Allowed it.
Harris thinks he's got a hat trick.
Right, a third goal.
Another header. But VAR steps in.
VAR, the video assistant referee.
And for those who maybe aren't familiar with VAR, this is a team that reviews certain decisions.
Right, they can, look at replays and make sure that the referee on the field
got it right.
Got the call right.
Yeah.
And in this case, they ruled Harris offside.
So no hat trick for Harris.
No, but it's about getting the call right.
It is.
Even if it means denying a player.
A personal achievement.
Personal achievement, exactly.
Yeah, and then to really just put the final nail in the coffin.
Yeah.
Machino scores again.
Stoppage time.
5-1 final score. Holstein Kiel. Augsburg, you could say their holiday cheer got completely grinched.
Yeah, I think that's a fair assessment.
Kiel, they avoid a very very unpleasant Christmas at the bottom of the table.
Right. They're not going to be, having to worry about relegation over their Christmas dinner.
No.
Augsburg, on the other hand, not exactly the way they wanted to end the year.
So what does this all mean? We saw the fighting spirit from Kiel.
Right.
Their discipline, tactically.
Machino's brilliance.
Machino, I mean, what a performance.
What a performance, yeah.
But the bigger picture, right?
Yeah. And is this a turning point for Kiel?
Can they build on this momentum?
Right. Can they use this to kind of climb out of the relegation zone?
And what about Augsburg?
How do they respond?
How do they respond to this pretty embarrassing defeat? I mean, a lot to think about as we go into the new year.
A lot to think about, yeah. I mean, this one match could have a ripple effect.
We'll have to see.
We'll have to see.
A lot more football to be played.
Exactly.
But for now, that's going to do it for this deep dive.
Until next time.